Hurricane Matthew weakened as it churned across the Caribbean, threatening Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti and the Bahamas. Matthew strengthened into a Category 5 late Friday, becoming the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean since Felix in 2007, the National Weather Service said. However, by early Saturday, it had downgraded to a Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 155 miles per hour, 250 kilometers per hour. Many land areas are at least threatened by the system, said Rick Knabb, director of the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane hunters are going to be flying in and out of Matthew for days to come. Luxury of time. Knabb noted that South Florida could be threatened next week, but residents had the luxury of time. He urged people to use it to prepare and buy supplies. CNN Weather said it is still unclear whether Matthew will hit Florida, where weather models currently have it possibly scraping. But by late Sunday or Monday, the dangerous storm should be approaching Jamaica, Haiti and eastern Cuba. Cancelled flights. IBC Airways has cancelled all flights Monday to and from the American Naval Station at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, because of the approaching storm, the naval station announced via Twitter. American and Delta Airlines issued travel warnings for their customers, saying change fees can be waived for flights to some destinations. The storm was a Category 1 on Thursday. Early Friday, it was recategorized as a Category 3 storm, before strengthening into Category 4 then 5. Jamaica Meteorological Service Director Evan Thomas said he expected the storm to hit the island and said fishermen have been advised to evacuate from the Cays and return to the mainland, the Jamaica Observer reported. U.S. hurricane forecasters predicted rainfall totals between 10 and 15 inches in Jamaica, with some areas getting as much as 25 inches. Southern and southwestern Haiti also are due for drenching rains.
Hello, YouTubers. It is the second day of October. It is about 4:30 p.m. It is time for a conspiracy weather update. Yay! A Category 4 storm whipping around ever so good, making classical lines except for the second storm? What the heck in the world? The meteorologists, the professionals seem to be at a loss to explain what this blob is that's hanging out that's not moving around with the incredible circulation of a Category 4-5 hurricane. Look at that. That is pretty amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Look at that. Look at that contraction sitting there. Watch this stuff. It's moving around. You can see that all move around. What's this doing? Moving. And yet, this blob, what I would have to say is a secondary storm in a Category 4 hurricane, is just sitting there. Truly, truly amazing. How convenient that on this nice little map it is still below the radar that we get. We can't really see what's happening. You can see more of the visible clouds. Of course, if we go here, that doesn't show up. That's amazing. Right here is something. You can clearly see it. It must be higher up. That is, of course, the surface level winds. And this is what a Category 4 hurricane, I guess, looks like. Up about a half a mile. You would think anything that is sitting here would just be pulled like crazy. How could anything sit here for 6 hours? But it does. Truly amazing. Truly, truly, truly. Wow. 1 mile up. 2 mile up. Let's see. Where would you say that this is headed? Would you say it's headed north? Is Coriolis effect going to take this storm northward with all these prevailing westerly winds across Central America here? 3 miles up. Here we've got winds. Let's see where they're coming from. Look at that flow underneath in South America. Just get it. Look at that. Got a vortex here starting 3 miles up. This strong flow here feeding the outside edge. It's really, this wind is really feeding that blob more than anything. And so here you've got a hurricane that has been stalled and basically sitting here for 12 hours. And why would it do that? Oh my goodness, look, the jet stream has moved. Truly amazing. Now, over central, north, South America, all of a sudden jet stream winds start moving west, and then they break up and they come northeast just perfectly to channel this storm here. The models are just the most amazing things to have seen this and know that this is going to appear so we could track this up here. I'm astounded. I'm astounded because last night those winds up here at 6 miles, 250 millibar, were pounding and pounding and pounding directly east, stalling hurricane category 4-5 Matthew stalling. I guess it was these winds kind of. They were out here. But now it looks like Matthew is certainly free to. That's really funny. At 3 miles, it's got winds here forcing it, basically forcing it out. And then at 6 miles, it's waiting to get forced out and caught with the upper level winds and hit Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, Caicos, all those good fun things. But yet it is still expected to come in here close to Florida and hang out. And folks, remember, this thing is supposed to go very slow, and we're talking 20 inches of rain, 15, 20 inches, maybe 40 inches of rain in some unfortunate spots. Imagine if rain. I remember once up here in Pittsburgh when a hurricane nor'easter got loose and came in, and it dumped 3 inches of rain, and we had a 100-year flood. That was not a pretty sight. That was 3 or 4 inches of rain. Ugh. The most amazing thing. Here we are. Look at our jet stream. We've got our Pacific vortex. I'm surprised the weathermen don't want to show you this every day and talk about and show their brilliance and explain how you've got this jet stream coming in here and, you know, what this feature means and why it would just do that. Go up to Canada, come here, do that. Because you really do need a PhD in something to understand what's going on here. I mean, it might be a PhD in geoengineering, global weather weaponry, but you certainly do need some kind of PhD. And, you know, taking each little hurricane as isolated incidents, you know, there's no pattern. But when you see double hurricanes come and one skim the south of Hawaii and one skim the east of Hawaii, and when you see a hurricane steer right for Bermuda, and when you see a hurricane come in here and hockey stick it right for the corner in here to get storm surge over Florida, you have to, well, you don't have to, but if you're a whack job, tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist, weather person like me, you question, you know, why they're stalling a hurricane like this and why it's going to dump 20, 30, 40 inches of rain. Okay, well, it hasn't moved yet, but if we start the projection, this is today, but if we look for 1 day in advance, Monday at 4:30, it will still be below Jamaica. Tuesday at 4:30, and that will be doing the damage. So Tuesday, Monday to Tuesday, this part will be getting whacked. Let's see what else. By Wednesday at 4, oh, it makes a nice little easterly jog, staying over all populated areas instead of going out into the Atlantic. Yep. Getting near Florida, yep, you would think that this might just be causing some problem. Do we have one more model in you? Nope, no data. One, two, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7:30, no, yeah, 3 hours, 7:30, 10:30, 1:30 a.m., 4 a.m., 7 a.m., 10 a.m., Friday morning, and then no data. So, folks, it is going to be an interesting thing to watch. So by Friday morning, this is what this model projects, if it comes back to me. Oh, it's gone. Where did it go? Back to now. I'm Tachyon Time Lord, Mike in Pittsburgh, and this has been a conspiracy weather update. Have a nice day.
Good afternoon, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com here with a Hurricane Matthew update, 1:36 p.m. that I'm recording this Eastern Time on the second day of October 2016. Here is a look at Matthew from a structural perspective a few hours ago, but I wanted to show you this very well-defined eye wall right here, and then a secondary wind maxima trying to develop on the east side, just showing you that basically this is kind of like an x-ray showing you the bones of the system. It's a good way to look at it. You know, I show you the vorticity signature often, but this particular pass of the satellite allows us to look at a much different perspective, showing you a lot more, and this really helps to define where the different areas of the best organization are within a tropical cyclone. And you can see that the hurricane force winds are probably confined just around this area, maybe extending outwards, but I would say that it's probably a very small area where the strongest winds are located. But this also shows us, as I mentioned, that maybe this is a secondary eye wall trying to develop that will eventually contract inward and begin a new cycle, and then it starts to intensify again as it moves generally in this direction up here, and certainly that is not good news. Now, this is the very latest satellite view, the loop of the visible spectrum, and you can tell that it is very well defined. Look at that right there, that little central dense overcast. Oh man, it's just incredible. It's too bad when these hit land that they are so destructive and they take lives, because this is truly a marvel of Mother Nature and what the Earth's weather can do. And it's just a shame that this is going to be devastating, primarily from rainfall, especially in this area, and certainly some impacts in Jamaica and then up towards Cuba. Speaking of the track, this is the 11 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center. Just want